guys, welcome to Gemma B Makes. This is episode 15 of my crafty podcast where I talk about all the things I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. I say a couple of weeks, however I think it's been about 4 weeks, closer to a month since our last podcast. We've been so busy here in my house. My little boy James turned 1 and we had a lovely time. I cannot believe how fast that has gone. It was also been my other half, David. It's been his birthday as well. We've been trips out to, we went to Flamingo Land for the day. That was really fun. And lots of other bits and life events have been going on in the past couple of weeks that have just, I haven't had time to just sit down and talk about all the things I've been doing, but I have been doing loads of stuff, so I want to tell you all about it today. I'm sure you can see, but I am wearing my finished object, which is my Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and it is just amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna stand up a little bit. Do a little turn around. Here we are. What do you think? Oh, I'm so impressed with myself. Okay, I'm going to sit back down again now. Is that better? Very cool. Okay, so guys, this is my jumper. I'm going to start from the very beginning, okay? So this jumper is knit up in some merino cashmere nylon from the Hey Sister Yarn Co. This is the Pulse colourway and this is the Gilded colourway. I bought this as a kit that they'd dyed up especially for these jumpers. I think I got gauge with a 4mm needle, which is one size bigger than is recommended. And I think I ordered 4 skeins of the purple colour and you get 1 skein of the speckle. And I used 2.5 of the purple and I used, I'll show you my leftovers of the Gilded. So I've got quite a lot of leftovers. So this is the leftover from 1 skein and I've got another full one. And that's the leftovers of the Gilded. So I've still got quite a lot left that I can use. So I'm just so happy with how it fits, how it's all worked out. I think the yoke is a little bit deep. I think it's a little bit deeper than what's supposed to happen. I think when I've blocked it, it might have stretched a little bit, but it still fits nice. It's so warm, it feels so soft. It does pill. Now I've only wore it for 1 day, so I finished it, I washed it, I blocked it, I wore it for 1 day and I went to go see my spinning group and was like, ha look at me. So I've only worn it for 1 day and it pilled a lot. I've already had to defuzz it, especially under the arms. So look, see, I defuzzed and you can already see that it's fuzzing again. So I might have to get one of those, I don't know what they're called. Is it bobble off things or a gleaner or whatever it is? Those things that take the bobbles off. Because I sat this morning and snipped them off with scissors just so I could show you guys today. But I'm so happy. This is my first jumper that I've ever knit for myself for an adult size. I've made 1 cardigan before and this is my first jumper. So I'm so impressed. Yeah. I'm really happy with myself. So that is my first finished object because this today is the podcast of finished objects. I've got lots to show you. Okay, so I'm going to crack on with everything that I've been finishing for you. James is asleep upstairs. We've got the monitor on, so hopefully we can get everything finished by the time he wakes up. So my next finished object is a very, very long-standing whip. Okay, these, okay, So this, so these are my finished socks. So these are the Cali Cable socks by All Knit Up. I do believe it's a free pattern on Ravelry. These are the first indie dyed yarn that I ever bought. So it came in as a kit with this bag from the Yarn Lab UK. Like, you got a skein of yarn and the project bag. So the yarn is a merino nylon, and it's in the fanciful colourway. And this is how much I have left. So I've still got enough to make something else. Maybe, I don't know. What can you get out of this much? I think there's about half a skein left. I haven't measured it, but I can do that and maybe get a pair of mittens or something out of it, because it's lovely, lovely colours. It's getting a bit blown out here today. I did want to show you. So these, like I say, were my first ever pair, was my first ever skein of hand-dyed yarn and my first ever skein of yarn that I'd bought. So I started making these socks. Now you can tell that I did this sock first. It's super tight, and then I don't know if you can tell, so the gauge completely changes from this one to this one, even though I did it on the same needles. I think it's just over the years, because it's literally been a year, I think, since I cast this one on to then finishing this one. Yeah, I think my knitting has just relaxed over the past year. No, it must have been 2 years. Yeah, 2. I've been knitting for 2 years. So, I've been knitting for 2 years and I've made myself a jumper. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah, super, super tight cables. I think, when I'm counting, because originally I was like, oh, well, just count how many cables you are, and then you know how many I've got before you start the foot and how many, yeah. But I had to actually measure because it didn't work out. I would like to point out as well that the pattern has a really amazing heel on it. The pattern, the slip stitching that goes on around the back is a lovely crisscross pattern. I did not do the pattern. I must have just not read it right. In fact, I think I must have just read how to do the little cable and then not read anything else. But yeah, I would like to say that I enjoyed making these socks, but I didn't. Simply because it's essentially, I liked making them as soon as I turned the heel, and I could do a pattern on one side and flat on the other, because it went so much faster. Because essentially it's just a ribbed sock, and I knit them on a size 2 needle, so a 2mm needle, which are tiny, super tiny. So all the gauge looks really, really good, and the texture of the so the material it's actually made is really, really nice, and it looks lovely. I don't think I'll use a 2mm needle again. It just took so long. Well, it took 2 years to finish it. But I finally got another pair of finished socks. They are a size bigger than what my feet are, so they're going to go in the present pile. So one of my lovely family members are going to be getting some socks. You can fight over them now. So yeah, that's one pair of socks, and then I'm going to show you these. Are you ready? Are you ready? So I have finished another pair of socks. So these are, again, the Yarn Lab UK. This is her first set of self-striping yarns. I essentially just knit a tube and then put some toes on, and I did an afterthought heel. So I've not blocked them, I've just put them on the blockers to show. So they do need a soak, and they do need all the yarn can relax and get it set into place. But yeah, these are, I was really, really happy with the afterthought heel. You can kind of see there's absolutely no gaps whatsoever. So when I've knit before, I've had to kind of sew up like the little gaps that you get in between. And I didn't get any with this, which is really, really good. I used the Kirby Werby Afterthought Heel YouTube tutorial to do this, and it was really, really fun. You like pick up the stitches and then cut your yarn and take it out, and then essentially knit a toe. So yeah, so that is another pair of socks. And again, I have lots of yarn left over. So I think I'm going to have to start doing something with all my scraps. I'm getting lots of leftover bits. So I'm going to have to start thinking of something that I can do with all my leftovers. But yes, that is how many pairs now? So 4 pairs of socks that I've knit total. But 2 just on this episode. So yeah, I'm happy with that, guys. Extra socks. This is the episode of all the finished objects because I've done another bulky waffle hat. So for your people that so for the people that might have been here before, I have been making a hat now for my grandma. I think it was for Christmas. Was it for her birthday? She asked me to knit her a hat in some wacky, wonderful, she wanted very bright colours. So I knit her a hat and gave her it, and she picked it up and said, "Where's the rim?" I thought, okay, so I took it back and I picked up the stitches again and I knit a rim on it for her. And then I give her it back and she says, "It's too small." So I took it back, and this is the one that I've made her instead. So I haven't given it back yet. But this, if it fits me, it fits my grandma, and I made a nice big rim on it. This is a really, really easy pattern. I've managed to knit this hat up, I think, in an afternoon, so just a couple of hours. This afternoon, I mean evening. So the boys have gone to bed, and I think I must have cast on through the day, and I ended up finishing it in a night. So yeah, really, really quick knit. This yarn is a bulky yarn, a chunky yarn, I can't remember. It is, excuse me, it is called Party Time, and it's by James C. Breton. It's an acrylic yarn. It's super soft, super durable, and hopefully it fits my grandma just in time for the lovely spring weather. Anyway, we'll see what she says to that one. So my next finished object is the Beeswax hat by Amy Vanderlaar. Now this hat was absolutely brilliant. It's lovely designed. I knit it said in the pattern 1.5 inches, and I don't know why, but I thought it said 4. I just didn't read it right. So I've got this far and I was like, well, I'm not pulling it out. It'll do. So this yarn is absolute lusciousness. It is the Dye Ninja, and it is 50% wool and 50% silk in the Armagnac colourway. Armagnac. But it's one of those colours that's you just want to eat. It's like caramelly lusciousness. It's just so nice, and I don't think it's just looking orange here, and it's not. The shine on it is just lovely from the silk. And it's just absolutely luscious yarn. This is what I picked up from Yarndale. So I've nearly knit through my entire Yarndale haul. I have got one more skein left of a DK from the Wool Barn. And then I've knit through all of my stash. So this was one of those yarns that I knew, I'd seen this hat before, and I absolutely love the patterning on it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Let's see if I can show you the decreases on the top. It just makes this cool star. It's so good. And I'd seen this pattern, and when I saw this yarn, I knew that this was going to be this. And it just was a matter of time before I got around to doing it. And I managed to knit it, I think, in about 3 or 4 days, like picking up other things. But I knit on it monogamously. I cast it on and I didn't knit on anything else until I'd finished this, because it was just so much fun. I did have a couple of goes at doing the crown decreases. I think I'd got so far up and I'd made like a mega mistake. I managed to rip it all back out again and do it again. And I still think I've made a little mistake, but I'm not going to show you where it is because I think you can't see it. It's fine. But yeah, I absolutely love that pattern. I think it's brilliant. Really effective and perfect yarn to do it in. So there you go, guys. So that is all my finished objects. I have one current whip at the moment, my current works in progress. Now this is another sock, and this is yarn. Oh no, I've lost my stitches. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have been here before. So for anybody that doesn't know, I go to a spinning... Guys, I can't talk today. I'm just like talking rubbish. I can feel the things I want to say and they're just not coming out of my mouth properly. I also feel that I'm sounding very West Yorkshire Leeds today. Do I sell out Mel B? She comes from around the corner. Anyway. I've just pulled all the stitches out. Right, let me start from the beginning. So this yarn, no, sorry, okay, I'm here. So this is a little sock that I've been working on. Now this yarn is by my lovely friend Julie of Twist Tangle Fibres. And this has been hand dyed naturally using madder. So this is a 4-ply superwash BFL. It's really quite a rustic yarn, and basically we're doing I want to say a test knit, but for the yarn and not for the pattern. Basically I had a little go at trying to do the pattern. Just myself, just playing around. I tried to make it look like there were little flowers in a garden all standing in a row. So there's supposed to be a little flower head and a little stalk and a little bit of grass. Didn't quite pull it off, but these are only going to be for me, and because they're just a test knit, we just want to see how well the wool wears really. So I'm going to knit up a pair of socks, wear them in and just see how well the wool wears. But yeah, so how lovely is that colour? And I can't believe she's like dyed that just out of things from the garden. It's pretty cool, that, isn't it? So after doing our little test knit and seeing how well it wears, Julie's going to be dyeing up lots of different colourways using all the natural dyes that she has, and we're going to be selling a few little things at Leeds Wool Festival, and that's on the 1st of June, held at Armley Mills Industrial Museum. Which is also where we go to spin every Wednesday. So if anybody wants to come and join us and is in the area, we are there on a Wednesday from 10 till 2. So yes, Julie's going to be dyeing up and selling some yarn, and I was going to be doing some bags for Julie. So we're in the process of dyeing up some things at the moment. Well, Julie's in the process of dyeing up some things, and hopefully we're going to be making some bags out of that. My neighbour is pulling into the driveway again. She can see me talking to myself. I'm getting looks, guys. I'm getting looks. I can feel them. Have I gone red yet? Anyway, I don't care. I don't care. So, while Julie's in the process of making up these some bags, I have been test sewing some bags. So the last episode, I was trying to put a little clear panel inside a bag. I managed to do it, not very successfully. Well, successfully because, yay, look, it's done, but not very professionally. Like the inside, I'm going to show you here. It's not right pretty. I managed to do it enough that it's for me. But I wouldn't feel comfortable selling them. A few people put on my YouTube post last time had brilliant ways of how I could get around it. So I just haven't yet tried. Somebody mentioned bias tape, which was a brilliant idea. So I'm going to try and make a little bit of bias tape and see how that works. But yeah, so I still really, really liked the size. So that was my test bag number 1. Also, how cool is it when your yarn matches your bag? I was impressed at that. Anyway, so I've made a couple of bags. I gifted one to Mel. So Mel came round the other day and she brought the blending board from her guild and we made roll-lags. So it was really fun. So Mel has one of the bags and these are my other 2. So I'm really, really happy with these, of how they worked out. So I've got 2 different sizes. This size is... yeah. So this is the smaller one, obviously, and the bigger one. I managed to pop a little stretch pocket on this one, and also a pocket on the inside. Let's have a duster. Open it right out. So they open quite large on the bottom, and they open really quite deep. They sit up nicely on the thing. But yeah, I was really, really happy with these little pockets and how they worked out. And I took these to the girls at Spinning just to see, what they thought, to show off, obviously. And they loved them. They thought they were really good. In fact, quite a few of them wanted to buy them. So I need to start making some, just so I can sell on. And this was the bigger size. It opens out really quite wide, and I managed to put a pocket on the side of this one, and basically because it fits my phone in it perfectly. And seeing as I was using my other project bags as handbags, because basically I just take my knitting and throw my purse in, whatever it is, and a nappy and some wipes, whatever's going. So that one fit my phone in the side, and again I lined them with the pocket inside. So I was really, really happy with how these turned out. So from my original test bag, which has just been used so much now, and you really can fit a lot in them, to a clear panel size. Were they the different? I think that's the small and the large, actually. So there you go. There's how it works out. And yeah, to actual finished projects. But yeah, so there you go, guys. I've actually got some bags, and how it's going to... I think I'm going to do 4 sizes in all, because I've already drafted the pattern to make a smaller one, so it'd just be a 1 skein sock bag, and I've also drafted a pattern to do a big one as well, so a big sweater bag. So hopefully by the next podcast I'll be able to show you those as well. I just need to work out some prices for it now. But I look at the fabric. I was really, really impressed with the fabric choices. I went to my local fabric store, which is B&M Fabrics in Leeds, and just picked out some really nice bits for them. So yeah, there you go. Have I finished? I think I've talked about everything that I've been making. I have been doing some spinning, but I can't show you it at the minute because it is still on the wheel. Oh, I'll grab the bobbin. I Okay, I've been doing a little bit of spinning. This is, I have two of these. This is the, oh, what fibre was it? Alpaca, cashmere and silk, you think? Yes. So it's alpaca, cashmere, silk that we dyed with Coastal Colours at our guild meeting a couple of weeks ago. Last month, month before. So this is what I've been spinning on the wheel. As I'm spinning, it's spinning really fine. And it just kind of did that itself naturally. It's been such a lovely, fun spin. But because I'm trying to get a DK kind of weight of yarn, I am going to do 3. So I'm doing a 3 ply. Although I was talking to one of the ladies at the spinning the other day, and she'd Navajo plied, so she'd chain plied all hers, and it came out as a self-striping, and it stripes really, really nicely. And I'm aware that if I put 3 colours together, and I really didn't draft it properly, I didn't think about it, I literally split it into 3, I weighed it out, I split it into three different bags, and I just span it as it came out of the bag. So I'm really conscious that it might tend to mush. I think I'm going to lose all the colours. So what I'm going to do, anyway, I've nearly finished a third. So I'm going to ply them together, which was my plan in the first place. I'm going to ply them all together 3 to do a 3 ply yarn and see what it looks like. So I think I'll do a couple of meters, see what it looks like. And if it's turning to mud, then I'll pull it off and I'll chain ply it, I think, and then I'll just have 3 little mini skeins, you know, of yarn rather than lose all the lovely colours. But it feels super nice and super soft, and it's got a super fuzz on it. I think that's from the alpacas. I got some lovely news from my best friend Sarah. Hello, Sarah. My friend Sarah, we've been best friends since, well, forever. And she moved to France last year and left me all alone. But she sent me a message after watching podcast last week to say that she is getting an alpaca. And she's met a lovely fibre lady over in France and thinks that we'll get on fabulously. And now I just want to go see her in France and meet her alpaca and steal his fleece and knit all the lovely things, and spin all the lovely things. And yeah, so I'm excited about your alpacas, Sarah. You should just come back home and have your alpacas in the garden so I can come and see it every day. And I don't have to travel to France to do it, although I get to travel to France, so that's pretty cool. I'm rambling again. Yeah, so she showed me a picture of this awesome little alpaca dude who is going to be living on her land in France in her idyllic life. I want to come and see you so much. I miss you lots. Kiss your children for me, please. Okay, so guys, that is everything that I've been doing, everything that I've been making. So I finished all of my long-standing whips. I've got 2 more, so I've still got a crochet jacket for Edward and I've still got a shawl. I managed to pull back all the mistakes on the shawl that I was making, so I was making lots of mistakes on this shawl. I pulled them all back and it's ready to finish. I also had a look at the crochet jacket that I was making for Edward, and although it's nearly finished, it's not the experience that I've gained now, literally over the past year, talking about gauge and the way material works, the looking at a pattern and you know, actually reading what kind of yarn to use. Yeah, hindsight is a lovely thing. So this jacket that I'm making for Edward is coming out as the material is really, really stiff. I'm using obviously the wrong size yarn for the wrong size hook, but you know, it's making a pretty cool material, but I don't know, it just doesn't drape right for me. I really, really want to pull it all out and start again. However, if Edward sees that I've pulled it all out and starts again, I think he might get a little bit sad. So I'll have to just not let him see it, because it's, you know, it's just not right. It's not right. So to actually take the time and finish something that you know is, I might as well pull it out, start again, do it right, and that way I can save it for James as well. So that's cool, isn't it? And that is it. I've got two whips, and one of them I'm going to pull out, so one. So I've got lots of plans to cast on lots of things. I went to do some bag making. I went through all my stash the other day, and of all the yarn that I've collected over the past 2 years, and it's only been 2 years. I don't know how I've managed to collect so much, but I found this, and I'm going to show you because I need your opinion, really. I went to go see Annika of Northshire Yarns. I think it's the last trunk show that she did at Yarn Etc. in Harrogate. And when I went to go visit, she had this yarn on sale. So it is a cashmere sock. So it's superwash merino, cashmere and nylon, and it's called Amarina Sunday. And I got 3 skeins of this. So I've got it all cast out, look. And it really does look like a sundae as well, doesn't it? Some sort of beautiful strawberry, luscious sundae. Now, it's a very variegated yarn. I wish I'd left running the skein now, because I could have shown you. And I think it's going to stripe. As I knit, it's going to stripe. But I really want to make a short sleeve jumper out of it. Now, if I just knit, is it going to pull crazily? I think it is, isn't it? It's going to do some crazy like colour pooling if I make just a jumper. I'm going to have to alternate the skeins, I think. But anyway, this is a plan. I'm going to make a short-sleeved jumper, I think. I think I've picked out a pattern. I bought a pattern the other night in a wine-induced state. Well, oh, I love it. Add to cart. Wake up in the morning. What did I buy? Oh dear. It's beautiful. But yeah, I wish I'd have waited. So it's another Caitlin Hunter. Caitlin Hunter. How Leeds am I? Caitlin Hunter. All right, Mel B. The pattern I bought was a Caitlin Hunter. I want to say Tanya, the Tanya top, and it's really very, very pretty. I don't know if I've got enough yarn. This is why I have pattern regret, because I didn't check how much yarn I needed, what size I'd need to make. Just wine induced state of like, oh, that's so pretty, I need it, buy. Well, I've got it. I will make this jumper at some point. I just don't know if I'll be able to do it with that yarn. I might just do start it off and use it as my swatch. Maybe I should just swatch first. Anyway, so yeah, so there's my plans. I'm going to cast on another jumper. So I've got a sock to do. I'm going to cast on a new jumper, and I'm going to make some bags. So there we go. Okay, guys. I think I've talked about everything that I've been doing. I've made some plans, and James is still asleep. I think we can class this as a winner. Okay, I think I've won the internet. Okay, I think I've officially rambled on for long enough now. I'm going to leave it there, guys, and I'll see you next time. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Just want to make sure.